Hello and welcome to our first round coverage from the 2018 Ed Headrick Hall of Fame Classic presented by RecTech Grills. This is the PDGA National Tour finale from the International Disc Golf Center in Appling, Georgia. BigSexy commentary, Nate Sexton and Jeremy Koling.
And look at this card, man. Starting off with a hot one. Eagle McMahon, Kevin Jones, Ricky Wysocki, and the young Ezra Robinson, him and his brother with a qualification last week at the IDGC. Excited to see what this young kid has to bring on this very tight, extremely long, difficult, technical course here in Appling, Georgia.
Yeah, W.R. Jackson, the hardest course by far on the PDGA property here at Wildwood Park. Hole 1 starts it off, it's no joke, 660 feet, par 4. You got two choices off the tee, right gap or left gap, but it's really hard to get far enough to make that next shot look easy.
First off the tee out of Boulder, Colorado, Eagle McMahon.
And Eagle looks like he has a mid-range in his hand here.
It's not a bad play. Just make sure that he hits that area that he's looking for. I think he's going to go right side gap here. If he can land in that really sunny area. Oh, left side gap. Well, he would do that to me. The left side gap is wider for sure. Did not make the sun. I don't think he likes that. Just being on the edge of the rough here, that's a huge part of this course. If you can stay out of the edge of the rough, you've got an opportunity. But if you have to throw those kind of back to the basket, standstill shots, it gets really tough.
And last week in Rock Hill, we had very warm climate. This week it's chilled off a bit. Also, we're teeing off really early here. This year, the nice shot here from Ricky with his felon.
Yeah.
But we're teeing off between about 8 to 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah, this is is this a 10 a.m. group?
Yeah,
or maybe a 9 a.m. group. Yeah, I think this is a 10 a.m. tee right here. But yeah, a little earlier than usual. But the weather's fantastic.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's just that's the first long sleeve shirt I've seen anyone on Jomez wearing in the last few months.
And here is Kevin. Nice aggressive shot. Oh, man, that was going to be big.
And from Snellville, Georgia, Ezra Robinson. Good luck, gentlemen. Enjoy your round.
Early tree, and this is going to be interesting to see how Ezra, if he's intimidated by his card mates. I mean, this is an intimidating card for even a seasoned professional.
Yes.
All three of these other guys I would place them right now in top 5 in the world right now in the way that they're playing. So it's a lot of heavy competition to be playing with.
That was a fantastic shot from Ezra.
And great recovery shot from Kevin from way out of position. And
wow.
Unbelievable. I mean, that tree hit off the tee really put him way back there, and that was a great second shot.
Eagle goes roller.
And I tell you, if he's throwing this pink FD, just be ready for it to do something like this. This guy,
unreal.
He doesn't throw bad shots with that disc. It's like the Ulibarri F7 that he's throwing that's just like a broken, get-out-of-jail-free disc.
That was a fantastic shot. Stand still, back to the basket roller. Get outside the trees.
Wow.
Looks like he does. Maybe sneaks through a little, but
I think he was a little bit early, but you'll take that. And we'll have 3 players on the green, and Ezra with a really great recovery second shot to leave him this shot for his par save.
Going at it. Very nice. Oh, an eagle just a little high for his birdie look.
That's a tough start for the tournament. Not used to seeing Eagle miss those putts. Ricky's up and in for his birdie.
Closer than me, Ezra. Yep.
Great save from Ezra there.
Oh,
Man, a little bit nervy on the first hole for these guys, I think. That's common. I mean, you're just trying to get out of the gate. Kind of can feel a little weird getting that first putt of the day. 2 uncharacteristic misses. Hole 2, par 3, 390 feet. This is a low backhand shot. You really want to throw it pretty flat and just let your slightly overstable disc work to the pin. You don't really see people go on that other side, that left side fairway. Really where the drone flies here is going to be the play for right-handed throwers. Just throw it across that ditch, keep it flat, take a nice skip, hopefully collect at least an opportunity for birdie.
Not that many par 3s on the course. This is one of the easier holes. This is one starting the round off. You know, sometimes you like to get into the groove before, but this is a birdie. You've got to get pretty early.
But it's really not that easy still. I mean, 390.
No, it's not that easy, but in terms of the holes on the course, this is one of the easier ones.
Yes, no, for sure. You're right.
No, it's definitely not an easy hole by any means, but it's a pretty standard backhand fairway driver shot for players who have that distance. Eagle just a little quick. He's just throwing it so soft.
That was
so
pretty
controlled.
nice.
And that was still long. I mean, with a tree hit, a soft throw, and he can't even tame his shots down to 390 feet. And this is a shot Kevin is really, really good at.
This is a little inside of where he's thinking, but that is a great kick.
You just hushed.
Yeah, it was perfect the whole time.
Yeah, no doubt about that. You knew it was going to hit that stump.
And Ezra, a little bit hot. Good kick back to the middle.
It's an easy thing to do there. A lot of players throw past the back edge of the fairway. Shot really lines up for like a stand-up fairway driver, thrown with a little bit of hyzer.
Ricky just a little low from 40. Look to see Eagle and Kevin capitalize here.
Nice putt.
Pretty rare, I think, to see a truly great player miss 2 putts in a row. Like, you know, if you miss kind of an easy one, your focus is gonna be 10 out of 10 on that next putt to make sure you get what you deserve off those great drives.
Good scramble for Ezra there. All right, I think maybe the biggest difference is they're not going to let that missed putt on the previous hole get into their head and stop them from
for a great
focusing.
player, it's not making you nervous, it's making you determined and angry at yourself for missing, but you're gonna be sure you don't miss again.
Certainly.
Hole 3, par 4. This is one of the new holes on the course. Still perhaps needs a little bit of taming. They've just cut it out of the woods, so it's a little bit rough at the moment, but it's gonna be a great hole. You can play a big anhyzer, or there's kind of like a sneaky shot straight through the woods that a lot of players are taking. Just trying to get up the fairway as far as possible because the upshot is a bit awkward. You kind of end up probably throwing some kind of hyzer up to the basket. See what Eagle goes with. I think he's going with the huge turnover here.
And the key is to get as far right as you can.
That's going to go a long way right if it doesn't hit anything.
And it needs to be on the right side of the fairway. And see, that was a great shot, but he's only in the center of the fairway, and that next shot is going to be really tricky. Might have a sidearm turnover line. We don't really see Eagle do that very often, but the angle is really tricky on the second shot if you're not in the ideal spot. And Kevin just unleashes.
Hard to tell where that is. I mean, I know it went really far. We'll see if he's got any. He's on that secondary fairway, I think.
He's on the left side. And again, it's just all about, like, what do you have there? And that's another line.
This is that woods shot. And that's probably good. I mean, if it doesn't get really blocked by a tree, you're just kind of cutting the distance out of the hole and hopefully setting up kind of a straight shot.
And that's on that right side of the fairway that leads to that straighter second shot.
Another big turnover. This one was pretty wide to start from Ezra, so it's not really moving as right as you would like, and it might have found some bushes as well. Forehand roller. Ooh,
a lot of turnover. Yeah, that's going to put him in a really tough spot to get anywhere near the pin on his third.
Looks like Ricky's got a forehand.
Mm-hmm. He's in the best spot of the group. And taking advantage of that tee shot, that's
perfect.
Great approach. Wow. Oh, it found the initial hole,
Man.
but caught the back edge. And this is what a brand new hole looks like. It's just going to be, you're off the fairway, it's going to be rough.
Yep, for sure.
And you're going to have limbs like this at your feet. That's the tricky part about playing a new hole like this.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, Kevin gets through everything.
Eagle making sure every shot he throws on this hole is at least 20 feet high. Some 60 feet, some 20 feet. Good putt.
Ricky for a rare birdie on this hole. Only 18% of the field was able to pick up a birdie. Average 4.18, so definitely a hole that a lot of people are just trying to figure out.
Yeah.
And Kevin, even with a really great tee shot, still was in a tricky spot and had to kind of pitch through the woods. Got to this spot here, connects on his birdie.
2 great birdies there. Hole 4, par 3, 327. This is another new hole. We've got about 3 or 4 in a row of them right now. This one is kind of a low straight shot with the backhand driver. You'd like to take a pretty aggressive skip to the left. The tough thing here, I feel like, is there's kind of like a fence of trees about 40 feet short of the basket. So you just have to make sure you find your way, weave your way through those to set up a pretty easy putt. I guess those 3 there are pretty close. So if you can get through to those, you're probably going to be okay.
Kevin with that low inside tight line with a huge skip.
Nice skip.
Yeah, and it hit like a stump or a root or something like that and really didn't slow down at all. Ricky going really overstable, but that's that wide backdoor gap.
Little too wide.
Hits a tree, and it's going to be circle 2 range. Third easiest hole in the course. This is another one that 40% of the field was birdieing, so this is one that, you want to do something like that.
Wow. I thought that was too high, but it wasn't.
No,
It got
not.
right through there. I thought it was a little wide and high of where you would want to be.
Mm-hmm.
But what do I know? This is looking good. He gets inside the branches. Oh, he just barely ticks one. And then just perfect skip, threads it through. Park job.
That's a tricky little follow flight with the dual camera. Nice work there from our catch camera and editing superstar Mike. Oh, wow.
Beautiful. That's the shot. I think that was the best of the group. Keeping it low, right down the middle. Skip was staying pretty far from trees.
Oh, Ricky just hyzers in the backside. I think Eagle would maybe argue that, but...
Yeah, he certainly, and that's his right. That's absolutely his right.
And Ricky is still out. The other 3 drives are all phenomenal. Inside 15 to 20 feet.
Great birdie. Turkey for Kevin. Awesome start.
It really should be 4
Yeah.
for Kevin without the uncharacteristic miss on hole 1.
3 birdies for our group there. Hole 5, par 3, 432 feet, and this is a woods hole, folks. This is a nice one. Dead straight. You can see it all the way. Very, very demanding line. I think a super understable driver released on a lot of hyzer is going to be a common play for these guys. try to delay that right movement of the disc until very late in the flight. I think this is a good hole, though, and the one thing I really appreciate here is that they did thin the edges of the fairway.
It's like intermediate rough. Yeah.
Which is something a lot of courses don't think to do. So I really appreciate that they did that.
And Kevin with a brutal kick left, and you're going to see that almost on every card. You're going to have somebody that gets some sort of gnarly kick like that. This is the hardest hole in the course. An eagle with that high flip-up line, late turn. This is looking like a dandy. Oh, yeah, that's going to be...
That's fantastic. I mean, it's a bonus putt, but...
Yeah, well, not really even a bonus putt. I'd say he's inside the circle.
Wow.
You know, normally we're talking about how hard a hole is if 15% of the field is birdieing the hole. How about this? Only 15% of the players even hit the fairway.
Wow.
7% birdie. I mean, you can see here, this is just an intimidating shot.
And Ricky went forehand there. Didn't really work for him, but just trying to keep it down the middle. That's not a play looking for a 2, certainly.
Yeah, and Ezra's got his work cut out just to get bogey.
And Ricky's a little bit outside, but what a skip.
Door.
He may be able to save that. That was an amazing skip, kind of through the rough.
Yeah, probably about 48 feet left to the pin.
And Kevin, forehand roller.
Just...
I was playing this hole with my group, and now that you've told us the stats, I know that doing all this commentary work with you and your amazing stats have taught me something, because I said this is going to be between 5 and 10% birdie.
Yep, you're right there. 7%. Good call. Yeah, since we started really paying more attention to that stuff, it's been kind of funny, like going into a hole and saying not just like how many percent, but like getting like the exact percent. Like 5.88 as a scoring average and all that. Oh,
huge par save. Wow.
Incredible.
Eagle to get into that 7% club.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Great deuce there from circle 2.
Only 5 birdies on the day out of the entire field. It's a special one. It's a beautiful hole. It's just so tricky. I mean, just getting a putt for birdie, you feel pretty accomplished.
Yeah.
And that's a great bogey save there from Ezra. He was in a lot of trouble. Great turnover flick approach to that spot there, and Kevin's going to tap in for his bogey as well.
Hole 6, par 3, 366 with the dual fairway. The drone's going to take the right gap, but there's also a left gap available. You can go hyzer backhand or hyzer forehand, but it kind of seems like that's generally going to come up short of this pin. I think the turnover is probably the line that's going to get you more of an opportunity to reach the basket, because it's just about 40 feet longer than where those hyzers naturally want to finish. So we'll see if any of these guys go with that play, forehand turnover or backhand turnover. The safer play, obviously, the hyzer.
And not that many more people are really birdieing this hole than the previous hole, which is kind of surprising. I mean, 13%, so it's about double, but it is like still, that's a very small number of people.
It's a very hard hole. I mean, you see Eagle, he has a huge forehand power, and he didn't get there with that.
Not even close.
And Rick is going way too wide with this backhand.
You know, last hole, 2% of the field was parked on it. And that's crazy to think.
Is that one person?
I would imagine that's got to just be one person. I'm getting ahead of myself, so I don't want to say anything here.
I heard a story that Seppo Paiu was parked on the previous hole.
Okay.
I don't know that is
that makes
official,
sense.
But he is a guy that definitely could do that.
Yeah, he's a...
Ezra, this hyzer looks a little wide as well.
Okay, so now... So now that this shot's out, sorry, Nate, 0% parked in this hole. Nobody parked it. Now, and the reason I bring that up is because Josh Childs was practicing with Paige, and Paige was parked in this hole in practice.
Wow.
To think that the entire open field would go an entire round of a national tour, not one person be parked.
That is amazing.
It's just a little shout out to how good
My practice time shout out goes to James Conrad, who chained out on this hole when I was playing with him.
Unreal. You had to one-up me, huh?
Well, it's what I'm here for. And here is Kevin.
A long look for birdie.
Oh, nice
just
height on it.
Right side. Yeah, he committed to that one all the way, that's for sure. Sometimes that commitment has long comeback problems, but not for Kevin here as he cleans up his par.
Ezra in for par. And it's looking like a par frame.
I think that's the biggest difference in this hole is that you can actually save par relatively easy on this hole, but both pins are so difficult to attack.
Hole 7, par 4, 744 feet. This is a hole that was on the original design, so you may remember this if you tuned into coverage in previous years. You want to throw that low kind of hyzer drive, get as far left as possible, hopefully into that green grassy area, to set up another hyzer through very, very technical gap up to this basket. This hole, to me, is just such a big ask to get to a landing zone that feels possible, really. I mean, it's just kind of one of those holes where you try to throw your good drive and then you see what you have and try to sneak something through.
Yeah, even from the tee, if you hit the fairway like you see Eagle throwing a really nice high-speed disc that's going to fade left, you don't know if that's going to be in a good landing zone until you get up there and just see exactly what you have left.
Yeah.
But it's a phenomenal hole design. It really is unique in so many ways. Wow, Ricky with a really interesting shank there. I don't know where that went. But you never play. Yeah, I've never played a hole that's quite like this shape.
No, with all the hills and it's really nice.
And Kevin, anything that kicks right is in instant scramble mode.
Yeah, there's no way you can birdie from over there.
Nothing. This is looking nice. This needs to get left. And it does.
This is Ricky. We don't even know where this is.
I don't think Ricky knows where he is.
So he kicked way left. Okay, I didn't even see that. And this is Kevin down right. Is he getting back to the fairway?
We're listening for silence here, Nate. That did hit something towards the end, but that moved most of the way before it caught anything. And Ricky with a really solid-looking third shot here to get all the way up to the green. Man,
he's really just going to go ahead and save a 4 out of that position. Incredible.
I would put him as the world's best scrambler.
Yeah.
Ricky Wysocki gets into some spots where other people would start crying, and that's when he really brings out his best work.
The combination of his proficiency forehand and backhand and his tendency to just smash down a 50-footer, it's a great combination of skills to have if you need to get out of a tough spot.
And Eagle did land in that ideal landing zone, but did not push his approach wide enough, and that middle section is just all ready to collect any shot that's not fully committed to.
Kevin got to a great spot.
And even gave that one a little bit of a run.
And Eagles there. This can be kind of a roll-away green. You have to be a bit careful here.
Oh, certainly.
This putt especially.
And Ezra, the only person in the group with a chance for birdie, but just a little bit off to the right there. And Ricky just to save a Superman par. Wow. That's just working hard.
Fantastic. Sometimes can be tough mentally if you're Ezra in that situation. You think like, wait a minute, I played this hole basically perfect and me and Ricky tied?
Yeah, no kidding.
How did that just happen?
And that's what Ricky does. He just demoralizes you with that kind of stuff. And 71% of the field was hitting the fairway in this hole. One of the highest fairway percentage hits. Only 15% actually made it into Circle 1 of regulation. That just shows you how difficult that landing zone is and also how difficult that approach is.
Yeah, this is another hole with a difficult landing zone. Hole 8, par 4, 645, going downhill to the right. But as you can see, you're trying to land in this extremely narrow area, and you've got a lot of trees in the fairway here, splitting it kind of to a left and right gap. Forehand off the tee, turnover, mid-range, or putter, all options. You just want to get as far down there to the right as you can while still keeping it at an absolute premium to stay in the middle, because if you find that edge, you're not going to be able to get to the basket. The last hole and this hole and the next hole, what a stretch. The 3 par 4s in a row that are just super demanding.
Yeah.
That looked to be a bit inside for Eagle, but it kind of fought through. And this is really bad. But it's fighting. I mean, you got to be happy that it didn't hit anything, because that could have easily been 150 feet worse.
Another thing that Ricky's really good at scrambling, he's really good at getting sneaky. That's just something Ricky does, man. He does, his disc is skinny or something. It just finds gaps that other people's discs don't find.
And here is the backhand play. This has the potential to go huge if you get it right.
And all 4 players tight with their tee shots here. It's really important to push that back edge. And we have an elevated tee, so if you throw a sidearm, push the back edge of the fairway, let the disc hyzer and drift on its own. You don't necessarily need to make the disc turn with angle early.
And that's all Kevin could do. Just a bit of a pitch out. I don't think he likes it. It might have stayed in the woods. That definitely stayed in the woods for Ezra.
And that's the danger in this hole. If you get caught up early, look at these trees. These are big trees that are just in the way. And there's that pink FD that I was talking about.
This dude.
Oh, and without that tree there, I'm telling you, that's perfect. The shot was absolutely perfect looking.
Those little touch rollers, what a weapon.
And Ezra's finally out of the wood line. Maybe rolling. Oh,
Yeah,
he's got Army
going
golf
back
here.
in.
Left, right, left, right.
Kevin's third. And we still haven't even seen Ricky's drive.
No.
It really got through.
Yeah, it's that crazy power that he has of just getting so far up the fairway with shots that don't look that good out of his hand.
Wow. And now he's going backhand roller. But it's still working.
A little tree direction, and he's got
That's
circle's
fine.
edge.
That
yeah.
is fantastic.
And Ezra's just like, let me out of this place.
He's got that for bogey, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Kevin for par. Eagle goes a little bit long.
No, you
no.
gotta be kidding me. All the things that make a hole go bad. Got it. This is Ricky for the birdie.
Everything that can go good on a hole right there.
Yeah, no kidding. Early tee shot, roller approach that gets a little tree direction.
Perfect putt.
Perfect putt, and then there you go. That's all you got to do, people. Eagle able to save his par, and Kevin's not going to waste any time to get his bogey.
Ezra, unfortunate double bogey here. Hole 9, par 4, 618 feet. This one has a couple fairway options, though most players are going to go straight up the middle here. Backhand with a slight turnover, and then maybe even a fade at the end if everything goes your way. Anything across this dirt road is a big-time drive that's going to set you up with a decent opportunity to navigate through these trees and find your way to a birdie putt. But it's no small task getting across that dirt road. We might even see some forehand drives here. I'm not sure.
And this is like a typical John Houck hole design. You've got so many different options off the tee, and then the approach has about 3 different fairways. So it really is just wow. I think, was Ricky going left? Gap to the farthest right?
He was trying up the middle with the ante, but he overcooked it.
Overturned it. Okay. But yeah, you see this a lot with John Houck. He just really likes to give you different options and make the player kind of play chess. And Eagle's going for the inside line, which can get you way up the fairway.
I think I might have heard him say wrong gap, but I'm not sure. He may have been going for that.
Yeah, it's a way harder gap to hit off the tee, but if you execute it, you can find yourself in a really good spot.
If this turns over, no.
It's going to catch that tree on the left. Somewhere between that tree and the one just to the right of it from the tee angle is that perfect line.
Here we go. Stay right.
Ezra has hit the gap.
You want to go right of that tree that you meant left of. If you're right of that one that's out kind of by itself, then you're home free.
It's so difficult talking about specific trees when
there's a million.
Yeah. Look at this shot
fantastic.
from Kevin. This is beautiful.
Huge forehand roller.
Yeah, you see that one tree he missed?
Yeah, that was the key one. Yeah. That was the key tree.
And Ezra misses that one tree, and it's
that
going to come up short, but
not bad.
Yeah, he's got a long look at birdie.
Ricky got a kick out over here, huh?
Well,
that's nice.
Usually does.
That's nice. Got a little bit knocked down there, but I think he's obviously honed in from that range. He's been showing us so far this round.
Mm-hmm. That's in Ricky momentum range, and he's got momentum right now. Yeah, Eagle
Good
was a
shot.
Nice, really overstable disc. It just cooked with a lot of Anheuser low. Didn't give it much height to flatten out, yet it flattened out anyways and got a good forward skip. And Ricky from 52.
Oh, just a little low. Line was perfect yet again.
Really felt like he was going to make that putt.
Nice putt from Kevin there.
Nice low center of gravity. Gets that full body push into his putt. Has a lot of pace going into those nose down putts that if he does miss, he's not blowing way past the basket. And this is to get Eagle to 4 under.
Nicely done. There you have it, our front 9 coverage. Eagle McMahon -4, Ricky -3, Kevin -2, Ezra at +3 so far. Looking to turn that around on the back 9. Let's look at the leaderboard. A couple guys at -4, so we did see the hottest front 9 from Eagle McMahon, and then a bunch of -3s. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Make sure that you guys get subscribed to Jomez's channel. They are nearly at 90,000 subscribers, and that race to 100, that last 10,000, tons of giveaways coming at you. Also, round 2, we are going to announce our USDGC giveaway winner, so tune in to see if you got lucky and won that gift bag.